And we take one more step into the world of darkness, the city of Hamburg in the year 1095 this time, a year skip of 60 years since we last met the characters of the sect of lords, the young coteries known now fully grown neonates. And this is the year of the First Crusade, as Pope Urban II has declared the Holy Lands must be retaken, and the meeting, well, the meeting ended in a big chant of Deus Vult, God's willing, God's will it. As we zoom back to Hamburg, the four comrades, coterie mates, has met. One of them has gonna fall. One of them has left the Holy Roman Empire to seek his way eastwards towards France. That would be the child of Damocles, the Ventrue. But these people have still made their way here, as Prince Midian is doing some sort of announcement as this night. They'll sit down. There's some people within the tavern, but mostly workers of the tavern, and, well, would Marcellus care to explain how the tavern now looks? Or the inn, that is.
There hasn't been really much renovation in terms of the tavern itself. He's darkened the paint scheme, mostly to go with the overall name change, possibly at the behest of a Toreador, as it were, via Everilda, who has spent some time here as well. But otherwise, no, he's just replaced things that need replacing. The bar has been kind of reworked. Here and there are some kind of sculptures, as it were, just swirling patterns, just worked into wood. But otherwise, no, the tavern itself is as it was. It's still filled with the same clientele. Not exactly the same, obviously, since it's been a while, but it's the same type of people. Overall, he doesn't spend a lot of time down in the tavern, so if anybody was to enter at this point, he is kind of up above what I would say would be the main floor, kind of overlooking it from a balcony. And he just kind of bods around up there. Anybody that knows who he is knows that he's there and knows he's the owner, but most people don't speak on it.
The first person to actually enter, and the first person is actually the first person who actually likes to leave, is Simon, or in this case, Smar. As you enter this place, you are actually the first one here, as you see it is, at least.
Okay, so I got this long shirt of hair. It's ripped in some places, but looks like I've tried to stitch it together, maybe unsuccessfully. And I've got fairly baggy trousers and bare feet. But I'm not dragging anything in. I'm, leaving no mess behind. And I come in. I guess our characters would have continued to interact throughout this downtime, but I've been fairly recluse. You know that I've got a catacomb that I've just been hanging out in. And so I'm still shy, but not as shy around you guys. So when I come in, my head isn't like down to the flooring. It's kind of like up at you. So I step forward, and we've all heard about this crusade thing, right?
Oh yes, it's all over the news, so to say.
And it's like a recent thing that happened, like a talk.
Yes, this is the beginning of the summer, and like this is just a few months ago, more or less, I think.
So I'll come in, and I'll approach. You've heard the news.
As Mars come up to Mardialis then. If he obviously he'll have come up the stairs, kind of nobody will have bothered him as he comes up the stairs. You've been in the tavern before, and Martial is leaning against the balustrade, and he just turns to look down at you as you. The news, what that is on everybody's lips at this time, the fighting in the south.
I'll nod towards you. The Pope has called for it. A great storm of violence to occur.
I think this will leave a lot of places bare, empty, ready to be changed. Do you not think?
Yes. This storm of violence will no doubt bring great studies, not only from the east, but also from the bodies that fall in pursuit of higher goal.
Yes, I imagine many will seek to join the heavenly host, as it were. Be forever remembered in scriptures, perhaps.
I'll nod to you. And my eyes will glance like downwards towards the, I guess the bar proper. I have recently discovered that not everyone goes to heaven, you know.
There is a hell, of course, yes.
But many dwell here on this world. That's not in the Bible.
The bound, as it were, then, those trapped.
Yeah.
I may have heard such rumors.
They are not rumors.
And you've seen them yourself, yes?
I'll just nod to you.
Ah. Then we are kindred in more ways than one.
My change in these years have opened me to many things. I think it may be time to expand beyond this mere city and perhaps follow the host.
You think to leave, to go to the Holy Lands?
I tilt my head uncertainly, but I'll say yes.
It is a possible course of action, of course. There is merit in it. New discoveries.
As you're talking, another man enters, and this man is no other than the twin half of Montrealis, well known to the tavern's people.
Yes, Nicholas will approach in sort of grayish, like sort of grayish white robe. Looks almost like the thing pastors wear, but again, not black, grey-white. He cradles a satchel on his arm that has some potions and weird baubles and bits and pieces and books hanging about it. It looks almost a bit like a traveller, just a bit. You can see that he values comfort a bit more than going out and about. So he doesn't look as let's say, departure ready as an actual traveller would be. But then again, he tries to dress up. He enters the bar proper and pays a little heed to the various comings and goings of the patrons here and there, for even though he is a regular, he doesn't really care for their social interaction. No. He is going to see his brother, who normally is upstairs if he's not downstairs, as he does not appear to be at the moment. So he will with a great stride, make marches up the stairs and towards where his brother usually resides.
Yeah, as he comes up the stairs, obviously you'll see Marty Ellis stood around with the young child that they both know, have kept in contact with. Um, Marty Ellis is kind of impassively leaning against the banister and just kind of looking down at the various millings about of his staff.
He'll see if Martialis notices him, but thinking he doesn't, he'll wave, even though he can't see it, just wave, attempt to make contact and say, "Brother."
Yes.
Is Mars still here?
Yep, I'm like right beside him.
I see you have visitors, huh? Hello. He would have been told if you changed your name, I assume.
Yeah, for sure.
Hello, Smar. How fare we these evenings?
I fare well.
How are the catacombs?
They grow more empty.
They grow? That isn't a garden, is it? Nicholas says, sort of oblivious to the other half of your sentence. Then again, he has always been a bit of a peculiar sort, and tonight it's definitely not an exception, as he strides over and really joins the group, leaning against maybe the balcony or sitting if such an opportunity presents itself, making himself more comfortable.
You have been called to Christ, I see. As I look your tire over. Have you?
Well, it's not really a church club. Well, not the Catholic Church, I'd say, but maybe I'll enlighten you soon enough. Speaking of Christ, however, have you heard the news? I imagine you must have, no?
Awakened by Deus Hagvald.
Yes, she has a great pilgrimage to the Holy Land, or so they say. You've heard of it, no?
Hmm.
Cat got your thumb, Small, or do you not have an opinion on such a thing? I also thought you devoutly Catholic.
I'll instinctively look to my well-healed hand now, but it's almost like a nervous tick of mine to like look there. I had hopes to follow the host where men with swords go, violence goes, and the city of Christ is like a luring beacon of light.
So you wish to travel to the Holy Land, to Jerusalem?
Yes.
You seem a bit hesitant, Zmar. Come now, I know you of the shy sort, but... Well, you aren't a child anymore, are you? No, you're quite old now. You can make your own decisions. So if you want to go to Jerusalem, then why not truly consider it? Make preparations, maybe with your sire as well. He was Catholic, as far as I remember. Maybe he can be intrigued.
The destination and the length of travel creates great difficulty.
Yes, but it may be intriguing. You are a Cappadocian, are you not? I dare say you are. You'd be, well, at least closer than you are currently here in Hamburg. In the relative vicinity of Cappadocia, no?
I nod towards you.
Have you ever been there before? Met your clan brothers and sisters?
I have only heard word.
It's a great place for scholars, I hear. Yes. He seems caught up in his own thoughts for a moment.
William is consumed by his thinking. Firstly, can you guys hear me?
Put your mic close to your face, would you?
Is it better now?
Yeah, somewhat. Yeah.
Yeah, it's not robotic. That's why. Okay, sorry. Sorry.
Go ahead.
Thorsten will enter the bar in the vicinity, clad in his usual, still somewhat, probably but now maybe a bit more outdated, fur-clad outfit still. Quite visibly having a chain on his, a necklace with several hunting trophies on it. As he takes a look around, he's trying to see if he can find anyone familiar, and I would assume the three are still standing somewhat in eyesight.
You can see the balcony. When you come in, you can see the balcony is like up above the floor, basically. So it just provides a good view of the bar, so everybody that enters can see the balcony.
As he takes a look around and he notices you, just casually and walk up to the tree and see what the conversation is going on about.
As you approach, Marialis is slightly off to the side, still leaning against the banister as Zamar and Nicolas talk. He's a little way away, but he's not too far away. It's clear that he's got his head kind of inclined towards the conversation.
He will slowly approach, and as you see that Zamar and Nicolas are talking at this moment, right? I'm going to swim still a bit about the Crusades, and so he will just approach Martialis first. Well, looks like you're doing fine with your new establishment.
It does what it needs to do. And how are you, Thorsten?
Fine, I guess. Been a while as he's taking a look outside and as he runs his hand over his axe. It's been a while since there's been a decent fight. But...
Same. Nothing but sparring and teaching recently myself.
Yes, well, I've had a run-in with some, as he taps on the necklace, wild animals, but nothing worthy of a true fight.
No, nothing worthy of song or books or poetry for myself either. It's been quiet.
So how has it been in this town all these years?
Nothing much has happened as far as I know. Obviously, as you can see, I've changed this place more to my liking. And my brother has set up a school recently, but you should ask him about that.
Yeah, who would know that, by the way? So, yes. Do you have any idea why we're sent to meet again? I was just told by Avalon to go here again.
I'm unsure. Perhaps it has something to do with the news from the south and the west.
Ah, yes. The peaceful god invading. You do not agree with my way, so I'll come and teach you my way, either you will it or not. He will say this loud enough so Smart can hear it as well.
When you kind of say what you say, Martial just kind of wrinkles his nose slightly and looks to the side. Yes, as it's always been, though. However, the Pope has spoken, and people will fight, for they feel they are in the right.
Yes, there will be, as he smiles a bit at this, there will be tremendous bloodshed.
Yes, I imagine there will be.
See, as he I'm going to ask Eric for a moment, but Eric, I'm going to assume my character knows it's hot down there, right?
Hot as fucking
Yeah,
pan
but
hell.
he would know that, right?
Oh yeah.
Okay. Yes.
Your sire has told you many things about these countries.
Okay. Thanks. Yes, and the change of scenery might be difficult as well.
Perhaps.
The temperatures there are quite extreme.
I'm sure they'll be fine. If Hannibal can cross the Alps with elephants, then I'm certain these peoples can walk through sand.
Yes, they can, but a full plate tends to heat up quite nicely.
Perhaps. But why are you musing about all these things? Why? It's not like you're going.
No, I'm not.
No, some be bad for your skin.
Yes, as you'll just smile a bit at that, that's something we have in common, I would say.
Oh, exactly.
How have you been, Nicholas?
Oh, I've been doing quite well indeed. I've been traveling somewhat, though very limited. I doubt I travel as much as you do, Torsten. After all, I'm not so familiar with these parts, nor am I as hardy or well versed in the lore of the wilderness and the flora and fauna, the creatures and plants that can be found within the forests. No, I'm a simple man, and I've just been tending to my books mostly. My books and my little project, my school.
As you're saying this, you can see Torsten's quite interested in this, maybe perhaps somewhat more than you would expect of the savages. You all sit down and on a school, you say, please. Would you care to elaborate a bit?
Oh, yes, well, it's school, mostly name only, for we do teach, but it isn't open to the public, you can imagine. Admittedly, I do treat mortals, but we run it out of a small apothecary near the Bishop's Tower. I'm certain you recognize the street when I bring you there someday. It is a focal point, a linchpin, a gathering of scholars, intellectuals, and academics of any stripes. Yes, these are... How do I explain this? These are the very people that, regardless of religious or cultural etiquettes, seek to expand their wisdom and their minds, if occasionally at the expense of their own sanity or morality. But that is a fair price. Most have paid it, and most have stayed. I tend to at least 20, maybe 30 visitors, regulars. Jews, more here or there, but mostly, of course, the fair people of Hamburg themselves. It's been quite well, and if there's anything I can do for you, Torsten, if there's anything you would like to learn, or if there's a book you'd like to acquire, you can intrigue me. I'm certain you'll work something out.
I'm still trying to get a better grasp on the unknown, the occult matters, so if I could pick your brain one of these days, so to speak.
Oh, I hope not. Maybe, yes. Perhaps in exchange for another skill. I've been trying to become a little bit more hearty myself. Then again, my brother has never been very lackluster in training me. So we'll see, but I'm certain it would be no problem for a friend of mine. Okay? I'll show you around.
As another person enters the establishment, you would look down and you would actually see Evelina enter the establishment, looking around for someone, and she sees Martialis. No, she actually sees his twin brother at first, and calls out to you, Martialis, we need to go now. Midian is impatient of a man, and we would not like to be late.
I'm going to look offended.
I'm going to look offended.
She sees the both of you. Oh, you both.
Wait, who's this?
It's the Toreador.
Okay.
Yeah,
Don't go on,
You-
Parrot.
yeah, and the satire is here as well. Now, he's about to make his announcement in 1 hour. We better make haste for the castle.
Can Zaman not come? Points towards Smar.
She looks at Smar and nods. Yeah,
You forgot him.
yeah,
Thank you.
yes, of course. Yes, I have a carriage ready outside. I didn't know there were so many of you, but I think we'll all fit.
Martialis just marches past Evelina and heads downstairs. And he basically kind of stops by the front door. He doesn't go out. He just stops by the front door and waits.
As everyone is coming, I guess.
Yeah, I'm following. Do I know this individual? Is that the woman from the? I'm going to call it party. Last time.
Yes, it's one of the Toreadors, the one who looks like a man, more or less. To think Brenna Tarf, or whatever her name is. Dresses more or less like a man, not so much looks like a man. Anyway, you all follow her out to a carriage which takes you to the castle. And at the castle, you see a bunch of new faces, actually. First of all, in the crowd, Nicholas, you would see Maria and her child, a small scholarly type, quiet, not too talking. You haven't had any real good conversation with him, but he is.
I'll change that tonight, so I'll move over to them.
She nods to you. I just need to.
No, you can do the rest of the introduction. Yeah.
You see a bunch of more of the rowdy, low clan people who is not really at the court so much, but in the outskirts of the cities. You see, of course, Lucius and Penelope and everyone. Alois, who has grown kind of out of this bitching face and is more or less a warrior at this point. He is dressed as a man at arms. Besides that, you can see Jurgen as well. Like everyone you already met, but a few more faces, basically. And there is some people who you have never seen before, but in color-coded robes. And you have heard their names and their clan, but it is not a clan you know of. It's people from the clan Tremere to the east. They are scholars of sorts, and Nicholas, you would know that some of them have visited the Bishop's Tower. They are highly secretive and talks nothing about what they do, even if you try to ban it from them.
Well, luckily I am very good at enigmas, so those secrets should be able to be, to be
Yes.
gained. So I'm gonna assume I probably met a fair few Tremere. Like maybe I'm a bit more personal levels than others people, but yeah, I would have made a point of meeting them because scholars. That just says it. I was a wizard supposedly, so that's very interesting.
And of course, this is so many people that the speech that Midian is going to be having is not actually inside, it's outside, facing this big crowd of people. But there is some time to mingle. Is there anyone you want to grab? You wanted to grab Maria?
Yeah, Maria, and then I'll go to a Tremere I know. Yeah, Maria first, please.
Okay, cool. Anyone else?
I'll just go chill with my lower clan homies.
Oh yeah, you see a recognizable face, or that of Vanya, as she mentions you to come over.
Oh, sure.
Anyone else? You, my dear Martialis, you are mentioned over by the busty but also wonderful. She calls her your mother-in-law, but Claudine.
That Everilda's
Yes.
yeah. He having that one dot in etiquette, he now doesn't make a face whenever she calls him over, and he just kind of approaches her with Everilda.
All right. And Smar. Is that how you pronounce it? Smar. Yeah. Jemar.
Shmar.
Jemar. Oh,
Mar.
yeah.
Just say Mar. Mar's better.
Mar.
He's
Mar. Yeah,
Mar.
you're cool.
He's Mar.
You are mentioned over by the lovely Ilona and Penelope.
Okay, I'm shy, so I look over to them, but I don't approach.
Hmm. They frown when you don't approach them. Let's start with Maria.
I approach Maria again. The waist red robes, sort of fluttering as I do stride forward with quite a bit of confidence and enthusiasm. Yes, as I haven't seen her in a few nights, and it's always interesting to see what she's been cooking up. She also is obviously a member of the school, and she does tend to be a bit more personable with the others, with the other mortals, although that is, of course, just by a margin. She has also that eerie presence about her. Still, this new child of hers, intriguing to me. And tonight I interact with him. So I walk up and I present myself.
You talk to him. You would know that his name is Daitel. It's spelled like that. You know him to be somewhat shy, somewhat reserved, not too much of a talker. You have seen him do some gestures at some point, but
Gestures?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
But as you woke up,
Do I know, last question, do I know what he's a scholar of? The occult, history?
Yeah, occult and occult. You know that he used to be one of her students.
Okay.
That's about it. As you walk up, he looks at you and looks to Maria, and Maria nods to you. Nicholas, how nice to see you. How have you been?
Hi, quite well, quite well. How have you and Detail been?
I think Detail is somewhat getting used to his current condition. He is only young, soon to be
How young?
released and presented to Midian proper.
How young again?
2 years?
2 years. My, what a time. I see.
As he nods.
Hello, Detail. How are we this evening?
As he and he looks to Maria. He is fine.
Soon to be released indeed. Perhaps work on his etiquette a bit, Maria. He seems to be lacking in that respect. For
Yes.
I am his elder, after all.
He is mute.
He's mute. Is that an excuse? I think not.
She looks at him. Like shrugs. He is a good scholar, even if he is mute.
How do you know? It's not like he can tell you what he knows. Does he write it down?
He can write it down, or either those signs that he makes symbolizes words. It's something we just made up between ourselves. Quick and easy communication.
quick and easy communication, my dear. Our words, we've been using them for thousands of years. If I wanted shadow puppetry, I'd go home. Still, I'm certain that there may be some use to this, and at least a mute scholar cannot disturb the tranquility of a quiet library session, so I assume that there has to be some merit.
And she smiles. Why do you think I chose him?
Exactly. You shouldn't be so soon to doubt your judgment. You can bring him to the school if you like.
As soon as he is released, I will bring him to the school as well, and you would see what he actually is working on. It's some marvelous things.
I'll take your word for it, yes. I'm very eager to see the new generation of Clan La Sombra bear its weight. Carry their duty to the letter. I'm certain you'll do well, Vito, he says in a bit too menacingly. Perhaps.
He gives you a slight smile and nods. Jumping over to next person. Mar, you are not doing anything. Claudine mentions the Montreal is over.
He approaches with Everilda.
Oh my, don't you two look lovely? When are you going to exchange vows now?
He remains resolutely silent and allows Everilda to answer.
And she looks at you, almost as resolute as you. And Claudine just opens her mouth once again. Ah, both of you are such a bores. Have you heard?
It depends on the news that you speak of, Claudine.
Well, they're talking about some madman bringing the crusade early. And the whispers say that Midian is on board on this as well.
It doesn't surprise me. He is a follower of Christ, after all.
Yes, and a common man, and these people are summoning the common man.
Easy to whip into a frenzy, I imagine.
Yes. And of course, all the courts in the whole Roman Empire and in Francia and everywhere is in arms about this. Deus vult, they say.
God wills it.
Mm-hmm.
Well, that's enough to call any common man of nowadays to action, is it not?
Oh yes. Even my sire's brother is sending some of his sons over.
Oh, and will you be sending Everilda?
She looks at her. No. And she looks utterly disappointed. And she just shakes her head and says, I'm free. I can do whatever I want, mother.
He kind of looks between the two of them with a smile growing across his face.
And Claudine silences herself. Well, when my cousins from the Duchy of Normandy come here, well, we'll talk about it at that time. Maybe you will join, maybe you will not.
It'll be a shame to lose such a good fighter to such a fruitless cause.
Now. And after this, it kind of goes down into general banter as we walk over or hop over to the last one, as Vanya calls over the wonderful Torsten to her side. You see this woman, you've seen her clad up in all these garbs before, and they much haven't changed since the last time. Well, the last time you saw her in an actual dress, and that was a horrible sight in its own way, but, yes. As you approach, you hear her say, "Oh, well, isn't it the great North hero?" Oh,
Hero. Hmm. Oh. She's- You got a bit earlier, the first one to call me that, but
no. Calm yourself now. We all, at least all of us within the low clans, know that you are the ones that struck the blow against that thing that was haunting the countryside. I don't know if you're the Sombra coterie mates. We
we,
got that.
we tracked it together. It was I who had the opportunity to strike first. But it died, that is what counts most. We did it together, that's more important. And as you see, you might not agree too much. As he is not going to defend him to the bone, but they still helped the low clans basically because they assisted as well in electing this man. So do not forget that Sombra from my coterie also supported Midian. You might not agree with the whole situation, but they.
Of course not. Of course not. We all know, and even Hans, the leader of Clan Nosferatu within Hamburg, knows that they are fine people, and Midian trusts them. So do we. We stand behind Midian. But these are dark times. Many of people here might leave. Wolfgang has been talking about leaving for a while now.
Where to?
The Holy Land, of course, is itching for a fight.
She can visibly see that Thorsten is just utterly annoyed by all this. Some people basically screamed that God wills it. Now everybody is amassing to go. Yeah, so now you're planning to, well, assist as well.
She shakes her head. No, no, no. I'm all too frail, and of course, I am a messenger, not a fighter.
Yes. Do you know, as he takes a look around, it's quite crowded, right?
No, yeah. There's about since you've been here the last time, you would see plus maybe 20 vampires.
She takes a look around. Do you know, well, considering how Midian is on the religious front, I have a very good idea of why we're here then.
Yes. Well, he's going to make some announcement. Hans told me it was about bringing more kindred into the damned city. But he's giving refuge to them. As Wolfgang shows himself on the palisade walls, and closely following, you see Midian. Well, I guess we're getting our explanation right now.
Yes. As Thorsten will put his attention towards the upcoming people.
As Midian clears his throat, he addresses the big crowd. People, Canaanites of Hamburg, brethren, shining and basking in the glory of light, these times are times of glory of God. The great Pope Urban II has declared a holy war against the Saccharins that occupies the Holy Land and the holy city of Jerusalem. And in August next year, the armies of the nobles shall gather, and they shall fight to reclaim what is rightfully us Christians. And there's a mixed crowd reaction. Some say Dias Volt, some just applaud, some doesn't even lift a finger, some look horrified. But with this, of course, there is many others. Me, myself, I see... You see, I had a vision. A great vision. Of a great man who is going to lead everyone into glory in the Holy Lands. And that is not only for those of blood of nobility, no, but those of low birth can also join. There is a man coming here, and his followers are the followers of God. His name is Peter the Hermit, and he brings with him low clans, people who wish to march upon the Holy Land. They are going to stop here for a few nights, but then again leave. And anyone who wishes to leave with them, of course, are welcome to do so. And if they do return after claiming the Holy Land, they will ever be in my good eye. As he begins to talk on and on about religious things, about signs from gods, about the whispers, and how this is truly the greatest time to live. He voices one more thing. And of course, the grateful Claudine have invited a prince to a fair town as well. As she takes a bow, you see Claudine's sire's brother is the prince of the Duchy of Normandy, and he's sending himself and 3 of his sons to join us here in Hamburg for a few nights. They are coming at the end of the summer to discuss the Holy Crusade with me, who they see as a figure of God, to get insight into what is to come. Advice. I open the gates to anyone who wishes to join the crusade and is on the pilgrimage to the east. Deus Volt. And he steps off the palisade and walks back into the castle.
What's the general reaction after he kind of steps down?
Mixed. The high clans are iffy. Lucius very, but they all applaud, and some of the low clans and some of the more people you would know who is very Christian and very religious clap as well, and some even join in on the Deus Volt.
What's Claudine like?
Claudine is very excited. Very, very excited.
Yeah, I mean, Martialis claps as etiquette demands, basically. It's just the way it is. But he kind of tails his claps off into a kind of just a soft. And he looks over at Claudine. You seem excited.
Oh, of course, I haven't met my relatives in a while since I've left Francia.
Ah, is that all that you are excited for?
Well, yes, of course. Glorious, glorious gossip from the West.
Of course, yes. Stirrings and whatnot. And he looks to Everilda. How's she reacting to all this?
She is mixed, like you, maybe. She's clapping, but maybe out of courtesy.
He kind of leans towards her and inclines. And what do you think about all this?
I want to fight, but I've never been in a proper battle. Only duels. Only good practice with the sword.
You've never been in a proper battle.
Well, except our swings at each other, no.
Our swings at each other are playtime compared to a real battle. However, you are unlikely to meet anyone even half as skilled as me in the mortal world, I imagine.
Oh, don't flatter yourself now. There's sure someone out there can match your skill, and she smirks at you.
Not with all of the tools I might use.
That is, of course, true. But yes, I'm not afraid. I want to go into battle, but nevertheless, it is frightening.
Frightening. Why?
Well, what if I lose myself?
Lose yourself. Oh, in the frenzy of it all, surrounded
Yes.
by the blood and the bodies.
Yes.
Then you are weak.
She shakes her head. It's just nerves, I guess.
And, after all, there is no definite that you are going.
No. As she looks to her sire. Anyone else?
Thorsten will just clap a bit, but mostly disagreeing. He will slowly make his way away from the scene as he just backs a bit away through the local land and just heads out into town towards the inner way till the rest arrive there.
Okay.
I'd like to meet one of the Tremere, or reconvene with one of the. Well, there's probably a few here I've already met, just a few words or exchanging of notes or books. So I'd like to really get personal with them.
Can I kind of gravitate over towards Nicholas at this point?
Yes. Cool. Mar. What are you doing?
I'm just watching everybody, and as these people are like moving past me, I'm just staying perfectly still, and I'm contemplating on the fact that we have basically a year, right, before we have to go.
Yeah, more or less.
So I'm making mental notes on how to prepare myself for the journey.
In August, Pope Urban II said that in August of the year 1096, the Holy Roman the Crusade should meet at the border of the Byzantine Empire. So yeah, basically a year.
Sweet.
So it's the beginning of the summer, more or less now. Nicholas, you grab one of the many students of the Tremere, this mysterious bunch you don't really know so much about, and you grab a woman by the name of Valerie. She looks to you. Yes, how can I help you?
Hello, good evening. Pray tell, you aren't one of the Tremere I may have met a few nights ago in the Bishop's Tower.
Oh, yes. I've seen you around as well. And she points her finger at you, trying to remember your name, failing to do so.
I am Nicholas de Carmona, Master Scholar of Clan the Sombra, at your service.
Oh, and she takes a small bow. My name is Valerie of Clan Tremere. It's a pleasure to meet you.
Indeed. Tell me, who is this strapping young man? And I'll shake the. I'll point towards the other student I grabbed.
Shit, I don't have a name for him. She just rambles off some name. Lars.
I'll give him my greetings as well, but obviously Valerie is the more experienced of the two, so I'll turn my attention back to her. Most pleasant to meet two young servants, acolytes, students. My apologies, I'm not too well versed in your clan. Perhaps you could enlighten me.
Oh no, we are but a young bunch.
Yes, but where do you come from?
We
plans don't just spring up into existence, and I've heard that one of your higher-ups, Melinda, was frequenting courts over in Eastern Europe, so perhaps you can enlighten us.
We are, well, far and wide, we are a recent clan. Our founder is from the eastern parts. But yes, we come from all walks of life.
Would that be Tremere himself? Or is that another name?
Yes, Tremere himself.
I see. And what are you two doing in Hamburg?
We are simply looking into the history of everything we can find. We are scholars of history, very much so, and we love to know everything about the world.
What are these two wearing?
They're basically wearing color-matched robes.
Do you wear any rings, any necklaces, any insignia, anything of any kind, no matter how esoteric?
No, not that I see of.
No, nothing?
No.
Bad. Trash mages, that's fine. I'll simply listen to her little story about history and all that.
Mm.
And I'll say, and how's it working out for you?
Oh, well, of course, there is some bumps in the road, but as always, we make strides in the right direction, and as we take 2 steps forwards, we take 1 step backwards, but learn from our mistakes and go forward again.
So you're just walking then? Is
Well,
something special?
Isn't learning a great walk, isn't it?
I'm sure. What makes someone like Midian tolerate the presence of a new low clan?
Well, of course.
Do you have something to offer?
He's very accepting of every one of the low clans, and we are grateful for his hospitality, and of course we help him in any way we possibly can.
That wasn't my question, although it's very commendable that you dodged it in such a sloppy way you did. What are you offering, Midian? Because he is a very generous man indeed, but he is also a devout Catholic, and it is no secret at all that you, Tremere, are not devout Catholics. Everyone knows that much.
Now, we are all children under God's holy light, are we not?
I wouldn't presume to know, and neither would a good Catholic.
As the man on their side kind of tugs her robes. Now, I'm sorry, Nicholas, but we need to go. It would be a pleasure to talk some other time. She nods and walks away.
She actually leaves the court?
She leaves the courtyard. Yeah.
Well, the gathering, I mean. Excuse me. Okay, now well, that's still my win. No annoying to me. Sure, I'll turn back. I'll turn to Martialis, who was sitting next to me, listening in. What do you make of that?
Stumbling, childish, not ready.
You know what I heard?
Please enlighten me.
They're witches and wizards, a lot of them.
Really?
Yes.
And what juvenile magics do they play with, brother?
Oh, I'm not sure if it's Kabbalistic, or Hermetic, or even Arabic. And I'm not even sure if it's genuine for any fool with a robe and a beard can claim to be a wizard this day and age. All you need is some spices and 1 or 2 coincidences to go your way. That said, we should not underestimate them, as that would be a very, very amateuristic thing to do.
I'll not trifle with them then.
For now, they are fellow scholars, and I will glean from them what I can. I'm certain they'll do the same, and we'll part as friends.
If I can help in any way, of course, let me know.
I'm certain you can, after all. No one knows what sort of tricks a wizard may well have up their sleeves. Then again, a wizard may be a wizard, but a sword is also a sword, and I know no one who wears a sword better than you do, brother. So I'm certain it will discourage them from any parlor tricks.
We have parlor tricks of our own at the end of the day.
Yes, but ours are more known, aren't they?
Yes, you are right. To remain in anonymity would be the correct move.
Yes, I agree. How'd you talk with, I'll point towards the Toreador lady, the big one. Evelyn?
Oh, the more martial one.
Yeah.
Everett.
Yeah. How did your training with her go?
Not too badly. She moves as though a snake would strike. She is quick on her feet. Quicker than I.
Weird analogy, for snakes have no feet. Still, maybe it's not her feet that make her move so fast.
No, it was a
Toreador, after all.
blood.
Interesting. Just more proof, isn't it, that we are not equal on the blood of God. No. Even the very properties of our blood, our lineage, imparts us with many different gifts.
Answer me this, then. If our blood is so separated, our path, do you think others could follow it? Or is it simply for us to see what lies beyond?
It is for us to see what lies beyond. But any good shepherd can adopt a flock if he thinks the flock should be beneficial to him. Of course, but I would advise you to be resolute in those who you share our innermost philosophies with. There's no saying what they'll do, or what weird sects and cults they'll branch off of our ancient ideas. But if, of course, you feel so moved as to induct someone, then I can't stop you. I've never been able to stop you.
We will see. Only if it benefits us.
Of course. And it may very well one day.
As people begin to leave, I think the lot of you also begin to reconvene at a more secure location and private to talk about everything that you heard and saw. Just, let's say, back at the Broad Shadow Inn.
Yeah, there is a. Well, actually, Martialis will kind of shepherd everybody down in the basement out of the way. Past the casks and the various places where there are hanging meats and things like that. There is a table set up at the back. It's very dingy. It's but in the back near the stonework and things like that. And there's maybe one very small torch way off to the side that very dimly illuminates this table. It's quite far away as well, so it wouldn't be affected by his brother. If anybody cares to look, there are holes in the walls where the torch has been succinctly moved over time away, just to see where he can sit it, where it's not going to go out every time that Nicholas comes down here. He leads the party down there, but he takes a seat at this big round table that's down there.
Is there some like just wood and maybe a whittling knife?
Oh, there's as I mentioned to Eric, there's various carvings of tendrils and things like that. Just
yes.
randomly dotted around on there's one on the table. There's one by the corner of the door. There's a couple that just sit on top of the casks. Some are sat basically lined in where the meat is hanging, that kind of thing. But otherwise, it's very sparse down here because it is the basement after all.
Yes. Oh, Nicholas will just be sitting at just at the chair in front of the corner of the table. He'll be whittling. He isn't as good as it. He usually isn't as good as his brother, but he has had his moments. He likes to make little statuettes of himself and of his brother and of the people he hates and of the people he loves. It's a little pastime for him.
Torsten will just lean against the wall, doesn't take a seat, and he will just wait till most people in his will ask, well, there anything else you need to discuss?
Is Smar down here as well?
Yeah, I'm with you guys.
Good. He looks across the people that are kind of gathered. What do we think then of this crusade?
I have given you my thoughts already.
I
Feel
know.
that going is the best option for me.
You still feel this, yes?
Yes.
I,
Though I believe that the more that will go, the more possible it is for our kind to be uncovered among the host.
yes, if we go wandering along the cattle in too thick a group, there is a chance that...
Well, there's no need for that now. I'm sorry to interrupt, but we have coin. We can pay our way.
Yes.
We want to go there, but we don't actually want to walk there now, do we? Are we pilgrims or are we kindred?
Would you wish to walk, Smar, or will you take a carriage and ride with the rest of us, if we were to go, of course?
Take carriage.
Good. And you, Torsten?
I'm not planning to go. I
Really?
have no reason to participate in such a foolish endeavor.
It's the death of fools at your hand, not reason enough.
True. Also remember, Torsten, that although I'm also not particularly in favor of going, there's a difference between fighting in the crusade and going to the Holy Land. I doubt that we'll be marching along, fighting during the day.
Fuck. William.
Yeah.
Roll me intelligence pure.
Oh, just intelligence.
Yeah.
Does my specialty apply?
No.
It never does it? That's fine.
Well, what's the specialty again?
No. I mean, like it never does for intelligence. It's book knowledge.
No. Fuck
Oh
that.
yeah.
No.
Okay, no, maybe.
Yeah, anyone over intelligence over 3 can actually roll.
Is that turned up all over
Alright.
3?
Oh, or intelligence.
I got 4, bro.
Int or wits.
Does my specialty to intelligent apply? No.
No at all.
Just fucking with.
Is it just over 3 or 3 and over?
3 and over.
Oh, okay, that's fine.
Wits as well, you know.
2.
Oh well, then I'll just roll my wits as well.
No.
No?
You have-
Okay.
No,
It's either.
no.
It's either. Anyone who makes successes, because this is something you shouldn't forget. The Duchy of Normandy, the Prince of the Duchy of Normandy, who is coming as this summer to discuss the People's Crusade and the Crusade as a whole with Midian, is the son, the child of Leon Joel the Beautiful of the sect of servants.
Is that one of those 6 names we got?
Yes.
It is. So, the prince that is coming is the son of her.
Yes.
Sorry, I said her.
And with him comes his 2 sons. I think I said, yeah. I think 2 sons.
I recall that this prince who is coming, he is related to that servant. What was her name? He kind of looks around just to see if anybody else is on the same track as him.
Sean? The Beautiful?
The beautiful Leon. Well, that's her, yeah. Hmm. And he comes with his 2 sons.
And they are rivals of ours.
Yes, for they are of the servant clans.
So what will we do when they come here?
We should find out what it is they propose to do in the Holy Lands. If you were willing to leave before now, Zmar, I would put those things on hold in order to see this. I would not rush away from such an opportunity.
I nod.
Now, I do not believe anything as hasty as capturing one of them would be a good idea, but perhaps we can mingle when they arrive.
Unless they know that we are enemies too.
Ah, yes, but in open court, an assassin's blade cannot strike so easily in public. Unless you wish, of course, to meet them in back alley dealings and tavern rooms alone. I wouldn't suggest it, though.
Meet them among others.
Yeah, yes. I have no doubt when they arrive there will be some kind of feast or some other pomposity.
Hmm.
Did Eric? Did Claudine? What did she say she was related to them?
Great that you asked. Her sire is her sire's blood brother, as in embraced,
Yeah.
is the prince.
I imagine. The Toreador, the gossipy one, she will hold some kind of feast or some kind of revelry. Or, if I remember rightly, they are related to her sire. So, I believe a blood brother. We could perhaps. Well, I will no doubt be invited, but I could secure you all invitations to such an event if it happens. Then we can see as well who they wish to pull from our rank and take on this crusade with them. But until that time, best to keep an ear to the ground, perhaps? What do you think, brother?
I think so too. Yes. But one of the servants is a boot brother to this Toreador, is that what you said?
Claudine, she is the sire of Everilda, the
Yes.
Toreador we mentioned before. Her sire is blood brother. That is the prince who will arrive.
So they are related.
They are related, yes, and then related still to this Leon the Beautiful.
That's peculiar. Because it reveals to us that things such as lords and servants are not based on lineage. Or if they are, there's some form of social mobility if you can just switch between the two.
Yes, perhaps.
Yes, yes. Makes you wonder if there's servants who became lords. It's the other way around. If that's the case, then maybe this prince can be reasoned with.
Yeah.
Or rather, perhaps he won't attack us outright.
Well, I very much doubt we will be attacked. In Ob.
That's good to plan.
Just quickly, as this conversation is going on, Thorsten seems somewhat absent-minded. Not really. He paid attention to the name, but in his mind, there's a good chance that if this individual indeed goes and is going to leave the state, he will die in the process of doing so. Just he listens in a bit, but he's somewhat uninterested in the corner.
Where was it Leon the Beautiful held kind of power again? I can't remember where it was.
As of right now, her court has changed from Roan to Cain. The Kaen.
Yeah.
Still the Duchy of Normandy with Wilhelm the Conqueror and such.
Yeah.
Duchy of Normandy is under her prince, under her son's thumb, and she holds him under great, as far as you know, control as well. So basically, she is in de facto Prince of Normandy, but she doesn't act like it. She paints her son to be the target instead.
I can't think of anything else we could do then. At the time that they arrive, we must simply wait, as it is.
Mm-hmm.
And when they arrive, we'll talk to them? To what end? To what end?
To gain more information about this servant-lord situation, I imagine. At least to know more powerful Cainites cannot hurt.
That's true.
Perhaps there will be a scholar among them.
Perhaps. Well, there's many scholars here, and most of them don't seem to know anything.
Well, we can only hope then, brother, that someone will bring more knowledge our way.
That's very true.
And as this talk almost dies down, I think, unless people have something else, I think we're gonna end the session right here.
Okay.
Cool. We'll end the session.